I would never understand why some adults put unrealistic expectations on children they would never place on another adult. I'm not talking about kids that are really young, okay? I'm not talking about like 3, 4, or 5 year olds or anything. I'm talking about kids that are on the cusp of becoming tweens and tweens becoming teenagers, right? Somewhere along the lines, I would hope that you want your kids to have their own opinion about things and they have their own thoughts and their own feelings about how their life is going, right? When you last minute want to change up your kids' plans, why is it that they don't have an opinion or that you're forcing them to do something that they weren't expecting? I'm talking about like last minute plans, right? Because you would expect that if you were texting your friend or your grandma, your grandpa, or your brother and your sister or something like that, and they were adults and you were like, hey, I have a gap in my schedule, I want to go for coffee, can you go right now, right? You can expect that some adults will come back and be like, hey, I had a really busy day. I really want to hang out with you, but I really don't have the mental capacity to do that today. Or I just really want to go home and relax today, right? You can't be mad at them because that was a last minute thing. And you don't have the expectation they're going to drop everything from their schedule to hang out with you, right? So why do we expect that from children? And I'm not talking about just time-wise, okay? I'm talking about like your mental capacity, your social battery, things like that. We expect that adults have those things. And sometimes they're just like, hey, you know what? I just want to be an introvert today. Why can't kids also be like, hey, you know what? I don't have the mental capacity to do that today. I get that there are some things that, kids commit to or you commit your kids to and you have to do these things, right? Go to a birthday party, go to sporting events and like that. I'm not saying it happens all the time. I'm just saying that there's sometimes that they should have a say in what they do with their time, especially if they had a busy morning or a busy day, especially if you're springing something on them last minute. Sometimes I think some adults forget that children become adults and what relationship you want with them as an adult. Because you really only have, I would say, probably about 14 years as them being really kids enough for you to actually manipulate their schedule, right? Once they're 14, 15, 16, 17, right? That's that small window of time where they're still children, but they're not looking to hang out with you. But then after that, it's 50 years of them being an adult, right? What are you doing to make sure that you have a good relationship with them for 50 years? And not just the 16 years. We are seeing more and more that children are becoming more estranged from their parents because I don't think that parents realize the type of parenting they do really dictates how their children feel about them as adults, right? Do you want your children to resent you? Do you want your children to never be able to talk to you because they realize that whenever they talk to you, their opinion doesn't matter? Why do you do these things where you would never expect an adult to do those things? Why do you put the same expectations on children that you would never expect from another adult? It doesn't make sense.